Hello and welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time being here. This is Spirit Says What, and I am Karina Shines. So happy to be here with you today. I have a channeled message to share with you from Archangel Uriel, and this is all about color magic, using color to shift your state, to deepen your embodiment, to connect to a new energy and move something in your life and in yourself. This was such a cool channeling. It came through very much like a download. And as he was sharing this information about using color, I was thinking like, it would be so cool if I could just get this like encyclopedia of each color and what kind of energy it connects to and what it's good for. And I thought that that was something that I could try and tap into later, but I literally got it. I got every single color of the rainbow, plus black, white, and brown. So I've put chapter markers in. If there's a specific color that you want to jump to or go back to after you listen, I've got all of those flagged for you. So sit back, relax, enjoy. I hope you love this message as much as I did. I am in this place that I can only describe as looking like Mount Olympus. Surrounded by clouds, there are these tall Greco-Roman style pillars around. Literally looks like the opening scene in Hercules when Hercules is a baby. So someone with these huge feathered wings flies in, and I'm feeling Archangel Uriel. There is this orange energy around him, and I can't really tell if it's just an energy or if it's like something specific, like his robes are orange, but I know that it's him. And I ask, do you have a message to share today? And immediately I see a rainbow, and it is superimposed over water sparkling in the sun. It feels like the joy and beauty of summer, the lightness and levity, the way that the natural world feels in the summertime. Then I see this orange again. It kind of looks like we're flying through this orange sky, like flying through a sunset. Flying really fast. Your hair is billowing in your face. It is so fun. And then I see that it is flying on a dragon. And while I haven't shared this full channeling here yet, I have shared it on TikTok. And there was a really beautiful message that came through a couple weeks ago about a dragon. And one of the scenes was flying on a dragon. And sometimes these scenes and images will kind of overlap. Like I've been getting rainbows so much lately. They're showing up in almost every message. So this flying on a dragon scene through a sunset, it doesn't last long. But the message that was important was that this person flying on this dragon is having so much fun. There is zero fear. They are not worried one bit that they will fall, that they will get hurt, because they trust this dragon so much. They know they will not let you get hurt or fall. And I was hearing the phrase divine protector. Next, I see the rainbow again. And it's not a rainbow in a sky. It is a rainbow that appears in all of these different things throughout life. In the spray of a sprinkler on someone's lawn, in your house, maybe it's reflecting off a crystal in the windowsill, in your car dancing off the dashboard. And then I hear, the energy of the rainbow brings high frequency inspiration, a distinct frequency of the divine. I ask, what should we know about these rainbows? When we see a rainbow, when we tune into rainbow energy, is there any way we should be working with rainbows? To wear a rainbow is to feel the spectrum of humanity, of your brilliance. Each color contains a resonance, putting forth the energy you may wish to tap into. When you tune into a color, you are tuning your frequency to its vibration, to its tune. You have the opportunity to connect with, to tap into, to connect with any color you like. And then I started to see these colors that we don't usually think of as being in the rainbow because they're not the main 7, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. I was seeing like magenta and dusky purple, golden pale yellow, many, many shades of green. The colors you see in your mind, in your environment, on your body, around you, and within you, like a color you can imagine or remember, are colors you can use to change or influence your state. Orange may make you feel more sacral, lively, audacious, vibrant, daring, sensual, spontaneous, exuberant, loud. And I was getting very much like a Sagittarius vibe. Another color, like lavender, may make you feel calm, relaxed, inward, reflective. It may invite you to slow down, tune more deeply into your senses, take things in stride, feel the subtleties within you, around you. And then I hear two phrases: color magic, untapped toolkit. I was seeing this visual of someone who is opening a box and they have no idea what's inside. It's this white rectangular box. They open it and see it is a palette of paints, and they are deep wells of a thick, viscous type of paint. And when they go to dip their paintbrush into a pot of color, the person dives in too. Like the paintbrush goes all the way in, and so do they. It reminded me of the intro. This is definitely for like the millennials and Gen X, but there used to be this Alice in Wonderland show. In the intro to the show, she touches this mirror and she just goes right through it like a portal. So that's what I was seeing when this person dips their paintbrush into it. They just completely dive into it. And I was hearing the phrase, into a world of color. You can paint your room, your life, to adhere to the frequency you wish to embody, tap into, surround yourself with, feel, express, exude, be. This can change day to day. You may wake up one morning and feel as though you are a soft, dusty pink, relaxed, with soft music playing, a slow morning, a fuzzy rug, a candle softly burning in the background, a journal open with a fresh page and a fluid pen. Then perhaps later you feel more green, vibrant, equal parts cool and warm. The warmth of sunlight filtering through maple leaves, the coolness of the shade it creates. You may feel as though you are dancing like an aspen leaf in the breeze. With this green, I keep seeing someone jumping the way that a dancer leaps across a stage. It has this exuberant, expressive quality to it. It's not quite as much as the orange. It's different. It's more internal and creative. Meditate on the colors you feel called to, the colors you wish to bring into your space. Are you dreaming about your next duvet cover, your next set of curtains, your next car, the color you want to wear to an event in your future? These colors mean something. Do you ever wonder why you receive an image in your mind of a color you wish to wear or bring into your space and wonder where it came from? Perhaps it is a color that caught your eye some time ago, and now an opportunity arises to bring it forth into your physical reality. Maybe it is your higher being selecting a color that is most in tune with who you are becoming, with who you wish to be. Perhaps you remember a time in your life when you found yourself surrounded by a color. You may have been drawn to blue and choosing blue at every opportune until you looked around and discovered that everything you owned was a different shade of blue. Blue is cooling, soft, yet also deep. It can connect you with the waters of the soul, third eye space, energy, with the ocean, sky, the great expanses within and without. Cooling water, softness, calm, ease. Perhaps there was a time when you fell in love with a color you had never used before, like yellow. Yellow, vibrant like the sun. Yellow like the heat of a fire when it dances high, Yellow like the flowers of early spring and midsummer when yang is increasing. Yellow like the solar plexus. Yellow like the golden light above. Again, exuberant, audacious, bright, but also childlike, sweet, innocent. And I just see all of these scenes of childhood, joy, the inner child, the part of you that delights at running through a sprinkler on a hot day. And I keep hearing this incredibly high-pitched, floaty giggle, like the sound of kids playing outside in the yard in a sprinkler. They're taking turns getting their hand wet, and they're laughing so hard in this like bright, fast laugh. And it's just so, it's like the frequency of the laugh is so high, you feel like you could just levitate away in joy. It is important to understand what a color means to you. There are through lines, effects that a color may have on everyone, on everything. Color can also be highly personal, informed by what is most helpful for that individual to move forward. An individual may have a resistance or an aversion to a particular color, like red. Red is a common color to be wary of, powerful, strong, bold, often associated with violence, blood, intensity. For some, red symbolizes royalty, passion, power that they have not had that must be cultivated. And then I see this, it's kind of hard to describe, but like it's a line extending from the root chakra up through the sacral and solar plexus, but it's a line of movement, of energy, as if someone is contracting their pelvic floor and then deep abdominal muscles and drawing energy up from their root up toward their belly button. It feels as though it is generating power and structure from within. It's moving from the root up to the belly button, and it kind of curves forward toward the belly button and almost like a hook, and it like hooks and curves out of the belly button. I don't know if I explained that well. It feels really hard to describe, but it feels like using this color red to find personal power and strength within when you have lived a life in a way where you've let people walk all over you, or you've felt very timid, you have not stood up for yourself. Maybe you have been embroiled in very imbalanced power dynamics where someone had a great deal of power over you and it felt hard to find your way out of. And I know that for a lot of us who relate to that, there can be a softness in the belly, a weakness in the core that can be related to a lack of solar plexus power, of like literal physical strength in the core. When we can work on strengthening that core, letting that Kundalini fire living at the root chakra, when we can let that rise up through the core structure, not just physically, but also through the chakra system, it can be incredibly supportive for us to be able to access our own personal power and internal strength and fire. So red can be a really powerful color for someone who hasn't had much fire in their life or hasn't really used it in times when it has been warranted. And then the message continues. Someone who is already very fiery, connected with their personal power, strong, vivacious, may experience an aversion to red because it is simply not needed for them. This is integrated for them, and if used too intensely, too devotionally, can create an imbalance of this intense yang energy within them. The colors can also change throughout someone's life. Someone who has been afraid of a particular color may find themselves opening to it. Perhaps yellow was too bright and childish, but now it represents joy and discovering the light at the end of a long, dark tunnel that they are ready to emerge from. Perhaps pink has seemed girly, feminine in an undesired way. And after traversing a journey in which they came into greater coherence with their feminine energy, now pink can be worn and used freely, a symbol of their integration. It is like a badge of honor. Now I see a man who's saying like, I'm okay with being seen as feminine. I love that part of me. That's an important part. Like, why would I ever try to deny that or get rid of it or pretend it doesn't exist? Okay, so then we go right into purple. Purple is the depths, the mystery, the swirling into the mystical. And I see a cauldron. And around the cauldron, there's this like lime green fire. Inside the cauldron is a spiral swirling downward, made of a couple different shades of purple, very vibrant purple. This purple spiral is going downward. It is a portal. There's a portal inside of this cauldron. And the colors were very, like, it reminded me of a Maleficent and how she's got this like purple and green palette that they use for her. And I hear, deep into the mystery we go. Purple transports us. It is the color of the crown chakra. The crown, the color of royalty. The purple seen in the sky during impermanent moments of a transporting sunset. A sunset that drops you deep into your being. Purple is intuition, mystery, depth, interior. And for all of the birth workers and birth lovers out there, I see the purple of a placenta, the blood vessels. And then I start to see this spectrum of purple in nature. It starts off on one side with these soft, dusky purples like lavender, and I see all of these medicinal flowers, lavender, lilacs, passion flowers. And then on the other side of the spectrum, there are all of these deep plum colors, and I hear the deep plum colors of juicy, sweet summer fruit. I see purple carrots and someone reaching their hands so deep into the soil to pull them up. And that when you do that, you're bringing vitamins and minerals and the richness of the dirt that is down that deep up to you. And I start to see all of these root vegetables, turnips, beets, radishes, and then something that I think is maybe a rutabaga. I don't really know. And then I see an eggplant resting on the earth, ready to be picked, and how like deep purple and curved and shiny it is. It is about the chakra association. It is about emotional association, but it is really about the place a color takes us to. It is almost like when you see somebody embodying a certain energy, it connects you to it. Even if you don't ever decide to embody that yourself consciously, it gives you an example of something that is out there in the world, in the universe. Just by seeing a color, a part of us innately understands it and gets it. Just by looking at it, you can plug into it and run it through you. And at first it felt like running a program, but as soon as I said that, I was like, wait, that's too artificial. That doesn't feel quite right. It's too modern of a way of thinking, because this relationship that humans have to color is so ancient. And I was seeing the natural expression of this in nature, that people long ago living in different places who only have local plants, local herbs, local foods, they're not necessarily going to have every color, or certain colors might only come up at certain times of the year. So the ones they're surrounded by, the ones they're connected to, are the ones that are important and accessible and available for them. The colors that we're around can inform what we feel, how we act, what we see, the spectrum of possibilities we can tune into. And here I see a mood board and somebody making one with all of these very deep berry colors, eggplant, purples and plums and deep juicy blue reds and some kind of like a very deep dark blue. those colors all together, it makes you feel a certain way and it can tune you into a certain attitude. And then I was seeing how this can express itself with makeup, and how makeup in particular can be really helpful for working with color magic. You feel different putting on a purple lipstick than putting on a muted brown or a soft pink versus a bright pink. You act a little different. You feel a little different. Something different is pulled out of you. Something different comes forth when you're wearing hot pink lip gloss versus a soft pink that's more subdued. You know, the soft pink kind of allows you to settle into yourself a little bit. And then I see black. Black is protective, a shield, but one that should be used with caution. Black absorbs. Black can also obscure. In a dark black room, it is hard to see. The parts of us that long to hide can do so, can feel safe. The parts of us that feel like prey can unravel, unwind, and simply be. Black takes us to the night, the interior, the hidden, the deep yin, the cave, where the quiet, the secret, and the sacred occurs. And it had this feeling of black being the human-oriented color of the sacred. The things that we do that are most sacred, and yes, everything is sacred, but the deep pull of sacred, giving birth, making love, tending to our babies in the middle of the night, doing deep healing work, shadow work. It often happens in the dark, in privacy, where no one else can see except the people who are safe to be there, who can hold those parts of you that come out in those spaces. I was also seeing all of these shamanic journeys. Some was through plant medicine, some through emotion, the body, somatic release, and I'm hearing this drumming, this like and I see an older woman, a medicine woman, in a cave beating this drum to that pace. She is holding space for what is inside someone else to feel safe enough in the dark to come out into the light. And that brings us to white. I hear white is the key, the opposite pole of the sacred, the innermost interior of yin, the most sacred part of yang, a higher octave of the crown chakra, emerging from source, returning to source. Into the light we go. Step into the light. White reflects. And then I heard the phrase, white is here. And it came with this sense that it's everywhere, that like there's white overlaid over everything. And that's what allows us to see source light rather than, sunlight or bulb light. White is here, white is everywhere, being the light that allows us to see our reality is a source. And then there was this interesting visual, and I was hearing white is pure. And what I was seeing is a white board, like an altar board, that someone is placing sacred objects on. It is white because it reflects away anything that they do not want to be on that board. They don't want the board to be absorbing things. They don't want it to express any other energy that a particular color might bring. So the white is almost like a blank slate. And I hear an empty, but not empty altar. And there was also this sense that this white color has an amplifying effect on the items that are placed on this board. And then I start to see all of these items. There's a crystal that looks like selenite. I see a bone, a bowl, and there's a cup of tea, but it is an offering. I see red rose petals scattered about. It was so beautiful.
And then I start to see this green glow, and I'm getting the information that the white altar allows a color of an energy to appear without confusing it with something else, without informing it. And then that green glow kind of goes away, and then this pink glow starts to turn into a small pink rose, like a beautiful fresh rosebud. And I'm looking at it from the top, and I can see all of the petals spiraling in to the center. So beautiful. And this scene fades away, and I hear,
there are many colors, many octaves. Choose the energy you feel most aligned with, called to, interested in. The one that creates a shimmer, a sparkle within. The one that sparks something within you, or you feel like you have just a little bit more of a lean toward. Use more color. If you've been thinking about painting a wall, do it. You can always paint over it. If you're thinking about painting a piece of furniture, a certain color of tablecloth, or for a wall in your home, do it. Do it, do it, do it. It is calling you. And there was the sense that the more that you can follow these little nudges to bring a certain color into your life, the more you can accelerate on the path that that color is trying to lead you down. And there was this sense that there's a field of possibilities floating in front of you, and you can reach out and grab one of these possibilities, grab it, and it becomes a part of you, and it propels you on your journey. Sorry if there's background noise. My little ones are in the kitchen making breakfast. Rather than seeing the possibilities out in front of you and just watching it and watching it and watching it. And that's the time when we're like, oh yeah, I should paint that room purple. Yeah, I'll do that sometime. Yeah, when I have the money and the time and the whatever. They're like, just do it. It's like, just do it. Like, stop waiting anymore. Like, grab the possibility in front of you and bring it into you and see what happens. And then my human mind is like, well, that could get really expensive. Like, if I did all of the things that I want to do with all of the different colors, that would be like, I'd be painting my whole house. I would be getting all new furniture. I would be getting so many clothes. And then I hear them saying, on the contrary, they say, trust what is found. And I see someone at a thrift store. They've been wanting to paint their room a certain color, but then they find a piece of art that's exactly the color they've been wanting to bring into that space. And then they're like, oh, I didn't even need to paint my room. I just needed this on the wall. And then they look at the price tag and it's like $5. Don't get caught up in how it needs to happen. You can find things free on the street. People can give things to you. Ask your friends if they have any purple clothes they want to donate that you can take for them. Next time you get groceries, choose the purple fruit. Notice what is already purple in your possession and use it more. Maybe you don't have a head-to-toe purple outfit, but you have a purple ring and a purple scarf or a purple coffee mug, and you can use them more. Bring the colors to you that way. You can also do this in your inner vision. And I see someone tapping into their image channel in their mind, picturing this purple glow. And they're like, it's kind of hard to maintain that. Like if that's the only way you're working with a color, you have to really be focused. You got to make it a practice. It's like you have to be very consistent with it. If you really want to work with a color, ground it into your physical reality, anchor it into the external. But also, if you can paint a wall or whatever it is, the thing that you feel most called to, if you are able to do that, it's like, that's the fast track. The way that it comes to you is the fast track for whatever that color might be doing for you or bringing to you. And then I ask, what about a rainbow? For those of us who feel called to rainbow jewelry, clothing, rainbows in our home, I hear you are the color magic makers. You can move through colors very fast. You can wear yellow for a few hours and you get it. You absorb it and integrate it. It is a part of you now. And later in the day, you can wear blue and it does what it needs in your being. You have the ability to choose which color in the rainbow is most in alignment for you at any given time. And then I was seeing this necklace with a pendant of the colors of the rainbow, like a chakra pendant. All of the colors of the rainbow are kind of stacked on top of each other, like cascading gems. and there's red on the top, and then orange, yellow, it kind of goes in that order. Depending on the day, what color the person wearing the pendant is working with, it's like the gems on the necklace rearrange themselves. So if you're working with yellow that day, the yellow slides to the top. If you're working with green, the green slides to the top. I thought that was pretty fun. At this point, I'm starting to get a little tired. I feel like my focus is starting to fade a little bit. And so I say, before I close my channel completely, can I ask who shared this message? And I see this whole group of angels. One is Uriel, and then I hear Michael, Sandalphon, maybe Metatron. I was kind of, my human mind came in on that one. I was like, is that a thing? Is that, I don't know about that. And then I heard this name that was like Lavidia. They said, we each have come to share an octave of color with you. There are infinite colors in the universe. We have come to share select colors with you. And they're like, there's so many colors. Like, we didn't even talk about silver or gold or copper or tan or brown. These are the ones we wish for you to work with the most. These like colors of the rainbow, essentially, to select from most. Like, go through these first. If you go through each one and you really feel like none of these are the right colors for you to work with at this time, then go to the others. I was like, okay. Before I let you go, can we please talk about brown? And someone just materializes from the center of this group to talk about brown. And it was so beautiful. There was just this like sigh of relief and comfort.
It is comfort. It is soothing. It is the earth, the soil, the mud, the clay, where nourishment comes from, where the physical aspects of human life comes from. We all come from the earth. The food that sustains us, the minerals and vitamins we need, live in the soil and the earth. We use clay to make pottery that holds the water, the blood, again for the birth workers, the placentas, the ritual liquids, ceremonial liquids, kava, ayahuasca. And then I started to see this electrolyte drink made out of limes, and it was being held in this clay vessel. The people who were drinking it seemed Amazonian, Ecuadorian, indigenous. They had these tattoos of red and black lines on their upper body. Beautiful people. If you know about this drink, I'd love to know. Brown is the warmth of skin, the warmth of the mother, the depth of the mother. A mother's skin when it has been baking and tanning in the sun. And here I started to see generations of ancestral indigenous mothers going back and back and back to the first people, the first mother. It is also Mother Earth. Everywhere you go on planet Earth, there is brown. You might have to dig into the ground a bit, but you don't have to go far. Brown is the nourishment, the wholeness, the comfort and warmth of everything underneath all of life. It is the color of the mother, the archetypal mother and Mother Earth. Many of her waters are brown. And I was seeing this river with all of this sediment churned up, so it looked brown. And we might think of that as undesirable to swim in or to drink, but actually it's probably so rich with minerals and life. And then I saw, I couldn't quite tell if it was a mudslide or a flash flood, and I realized it was both. Both bring destruction and life. Destruction now, life after. Sometimes destruction is necessary to create anew. Sometimes you have to, and then the words fade away, and I see an artist with all of these things on their desk, paints and paper and jars and all sorts of things, and they come into their studio in a frenzy, filled up with inspiration, and they just wipe everything off of their desk, create this clean slate so that they can start anew, making something even better than was there before. I see brown eyes in the sunshine, brown hair shimmering, brown skin warm in the sun. I see a baby sleeping on their mother's chest, and I think this baby and their mother is Aboriginal. Big chubby cheek is pressed up against their mom's chest, and they're so squishy. They look so safe. This baby is so content. Feels so safe and held. They're sleeping deeply. This Aboriginal mother and baby turned to be a mother and baby from the Himba tribe. If you've ever seen pictures or documentaries of these women, they are so beautiful. They use a reddish brown mud or clay to coat their skin and their hair, and they're just stunning. Then there is the cave again. The cave is deep black within it, but the exterior, the structure of the cave, is brown. Brown is safety. I see somebody walk into their family home after just a hard season of adulting. They look very young, like they're out on their own for the first time, supporting themselves, and it's just really stressful. They come into their family's home, and there's this brown couch in the living room. They sit down and let out this big sigh of relief, and they feel so safe and comforted here that they just fall asleep. They don't even mean to, but it allows them to let down their nervous system, to downregulate and let go so fully that they just fall asleep. It was really, really sweet. So that is the message. These visuals were so incredible. It definitely gave me a little kick in the pants to get on my long list of things I want to do with various colors, pieces of art and paintings I want to make, and little changes around my home and all sorts of things. So I hope this offered you something that you can take with you and utilize, that you can meditate on the colors that are already around you and notice the energy they bring, or the work that they are doing in your energy field, on your subconscious mind, the things that they are evoking within you and allowing you to embody further. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I would love to hear your reflections in the comments, and please do like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.